we've got Jim Crafts here from the Planning Commission, George Dorsey from the Pitcher Inn, Brent Adams, our lovely town clerk, Jeff Campbell, Fire Chief, Constable, Safety Extraordinaire, and Perry Bigelow. Mr.
Could you turn the recording back on, please? Or will it not work if you record?
Citizen at large, I guess.
Because MRV TV will need to record.
They're here.
They're here.
Oh, great.
I don't know that it'll let me record to the cloud.
Yeah.
Is it recording? Okay. Usually it says this meeting is recording.
Oh, I think you have to hit that record to the cloud.
This meeting
Yeah.
is being recorded.
Oh, her voice changed. Okay, Warren Select Board meeting, September 23rd. Sorry, we are a little delayed here. We will start with public comment. Does anyone have a public comment? Nobody? Okay.
I'm not sure I understand what's a public comment.
Oh, a public comment is the time at which we open the floor to the public to discuss any matters that do not, are not shown on the agenda.
Would that be me?
That would be you, if you
Okay,
have something you
great.
want to talk about other than what we've scheduled.
I do.
Yes.
First, let me touch base on three things, if that's okay.
Can
there
you
was-
please ask George to move closer to the computer?
George, would you join us up here?
Thank you. So first of all, thank you for inviting me here, and the call that we had this morning, which helped me to understand. Maybe touch on quickly on 3 points, and then coming to the work on the bridge.
Okay.
I think we had scheduled, Rebecca had been kind enough to schedule, I think, that I come in at a later meeting to talk about liquor at the Warren store. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to wait until the later meeting?
I want to do that at a later meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. And then going to the project at hand. We've covered the concerns that I had about notice and those sort of things, but I'd like to make some sort of comments that will give you a little background and then explain what I ask of you.
This is with respect to the bridge and sidewalk repair on Main Street.
This is with respect to the town's relationship with the Pitcher Inn and the Warren store,
Okay.
which is sort of illustrated, or I've come to you at this time because first of all, I don't come very often because I think you have a busy schedule and you don't need me around complaining. But it seemed that at this time it might be important to touch base on these things. It's 61 months or something since we...
This meeting is being recorded.
Sorry, that was me.
That's okay. It's 61 months since we proudly took possession of these two pieces of equipment. On the day that I closed with Maggie, the fire marshal came and handed Maggie 5 sheets of legal paper that were requirements to make the place safe and do those sort of things. Were requirements to make
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna shut me off because that's working now. Sorry, George.
Oh, is it the...
Yeah, it is. See, ow.
Yeah, but look.
We're good.
Yeah, it was frozen. Oh, maybe that was the other one.
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
Sorry, George.
Fire marshal, 5 pages,
Yes.
changes, okay. At a time when COVID was an issue and finding contractors to do things and other things was a problem. Over the 5 years, we've managed to complete the list, paint everything. Some of the changes are not appreciated because they took some of the cultural history out of the Warren store, but they were required for either safety reasons or health reasons. Okay, so we now have an extra fire escape, for example. Okay, so during the period I've had, as an investor, some good things and some bad things. The great things are that it's a beautiful property and it's a pleasure being here and it's a pleasure being a part of it. The more difficult things are COVID, which we spent 4 years. I predicted it would be 6 months. I'm not sure it's over yet. And now there's a real complication with the current administration. I have 5 pages of notes from our attorneys on what we have to do when the ICE people come to visit. I'm sure none of those requests or demands will be observed when they do come. Do we have any illegal people working at the inn? No. Do we have people working there, the H-2Bs? Yes. So that's one illustration. The Canadians are not coming. Filling rooms is very difficult. And I think if you, and this is one of the reasons I'm here, I would encourage you to visit with all the inns in the Mad River Valley and get a sense of how their business is looking, because our experience this year versus last year is negative. Even though we've put more money into promoting, advertising.
I'm not hearing anything, and it's frozen, your videos. Every other word or syllable from George is through.
At this point, I don't know what to say. So
Well, this is recording, so
yeah,
let's just
it's
go.
on. It'll be on Mad River TV. So I apologize. Just have to work through it.
Sorry. Okay, so at any rate, the point that I was making is that these are difficult times for an inn. Of those 61 months, the business as a whole, which includes housing for staff and the Warren store and the Pitcher Inn, have enjoyed 1 month that was profitable. 61 months. And that 1 month was in this window of time. This is the window of time when leaf peepers are here and things are supposedly going to be very good. Leaf peepers are not here in the same numbers that I expected. First of all, we have rooms available if you'd like to stay this evening. That's unusual for this time of year. But going beyond that, this is a very difficult time to schedule the work that you have scheduled. And a year ago when I was here, it was a topic under discussion because I had asked about the water that sort of cascades down. And I was told that there was this project that was coming. So I know it has been a long time in the coming. One of the comments was a concern about freezing. In my experience, they put in septics and poor foundations into December in Vermont. November would not be a problem. And so that was my request to you. Please see if they can push it to November when 80% of the tourist traffic disappears. In that context, we had a discussion. So we will try to reroute trucks, some of whom are semis, and them turning around in our parking lot does not happen. Try to get them to come earlier. I will, as you suggested, meet tomorrow or whenever with the contractor to see what we can do to coordinate things. But I would ask, please, 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 in the future, try to, first of all, have some blackout dates when you're not going to do projects like this. I'm sure you wouldn't do a project like this on the 4th of July, for example. And I don't see why this period should be any different from a commercial standpoint. I understand it doesn't make a difference if you're running a library, perhaps, but in our business, it makes a difference. And we need to do a better job of staying in touch, and I'll try to make sure that that happens. We want to be a partner with the town, but we also don't want to be constantly at your door on issues that maybe are not so critical. That's the end of my speech. Is there anything that I should be doing differently?
Thank you for coming and for having something to say. It's important to have you here and involved. I will reiterate for the public that I apologize for not communicating with you sooner about the scheduled work being done and the timeline therein. I did call Tim Parent back after you and I spoke. I asked about postponing the work. He said he can't do that and he doesn't think it's wise to pour concrete sidewalks in November. I agree with him. It's not that it isn't ever done. It is more expensive. Prices go up the minute November 1st hits with concrete, and there is the possibility of freezing. It doesn't cure as well. So if we were to postpone the work, he said it would need to happen next year. The challenge for us is that we budgeted it for this year, and we need to use those funds in the year that we've budgeted them.
Okay.
So I don't know that we can solve the not doing the work now this time, but I appreciate the feedback. We had a conversation with Tim. Hey, that's foliage season. Like, it's really tough for us. It's the only time he has in his schedule to do it. And he has agreed to start at 8:30 and end at 4:30, Monday through Friday. He also said there's an opportunity for them to allow the 18-wheelers to move through.
Oh, that's great.
Instead of having to turn around, he's like, we can probably, especially if they know when to expect them, just shift themselves over enough to allow them to pass through on the bridge.
Okay,
And I've asked Rebecca to be in touch with the district regarding the school bus and a possible alternate location
Yeah.
for pickup
okay.
and drop off. In the future, we will do a better job of getting in touch with you if we feel there are projects that will affect you. And please keep an eye on the agenda. If there's something we miss, it would be great if you could, stay apprised.
Yeah, so just a plea, since we're at the heart of the commercial district of Warren, right dead center in the heart of that district, try to keep us in mind on
Yeah,
those things. Because people we've reached a time when people, you drive by McDonald's, there are 5 cars in a line, you just drive by. And if we are congested out here, or, things are not working, the few exciting opportunities for people to come in will be reduced substantially. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, George.
And maybe on the 18th, was it, that we get together and talk about the other topic? When is the next?
14th.
14th,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll send you the agenda.
Thanks.
Yep.
Do we have any other public comment? Does anybody else want to reply to
I have
George?
one.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job with the grand opening of the pavilion. The jazz group was great. That was a wonderful event. So nice work.
Yeah, that was fun.
I agree.
Everybody
that went really
that
well.
organized it, coordinated it, and of course, built it.
And Camilla's really awesome speech. That was great.
Yeah, no, that was well done.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Thanks, Jim. Any other public comment? Agenda changes. Anyone? It's not 6:30 a.m.
Yeah, I almost emailed today. I
Which
was
is
like, yeah,
kind
you
of
don't need
hilarious.
to say that,
yeah,
actually.
but
Camilla.
how it got changed is just kind of funny. All right, we're gonna move on to the festival permit for the Warren Fire Department, which we have in our folders for pancake breakfast.
Correct.
Anything you want to tell us?
So in, I don't remember how many years we've been doing it. For at least the last 5, 6, maybe 7 years, probably 7 years, we've done pancake breakfast up at Sugar Bush during community weekend. Community day was always on Saturday, so we would do our pancake breakfast from 8 till 10, and then Sugar Bush's president would speak at, I think it was like 10:30 or 11, I can't remember what time it was. So it worked well. This year, Community Day is now on a Sunday. So we've decided that we're gonna try to see how the pancake breakfast will go if we do it down in the village on Saturday, the 11th.
Great.
So that is why I'm here with Festival Permit.
Can I just ask why? Like, you didn't want to do it on Sunday?
We didn't want to do it on Sunday because we just felt that it would be, we always keep it on Saturdays, and having it on Sundays is sometimes a little bit harder for families or for guys to be able to, be there in the morning. So we just thought we'd keep it on Saturday, and we'll try it this year, see how it goes. If it works, it works. If not, we'll go back to Sugar Bush.
Better space probably if
More
it
room.
works.
Yep. More facilities. We have
Yeah.
a kitchen here, we don't have a kitchen up there, things like that, so.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, the festival permit looks pretty standard. We're getting good at this now.
You're getting a portalet?
He's got a porta potty.
Oh, sorry. A
Sorry.
potty.
Yeah,
Whatever-
this is
whatever
a
you wanna
potty.
call it.
Uh,
A greenhouse.
Green box. Bean. Okay.
8 to 10, you're expecting around 200 people. Parking is as it exists here.
I don't have any questions.
The drilling.
The fee, Kaylee, are you there?
She's there, but.
I think we moved it, right?
Can you guys hear us?
They can hear us.
Anyway, I guess we're in the habit of
Yeah.
what's that word called?
Wave
Waiving the fee.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
as I speak.
Do I hear a motion to approve the Warren Fire Department's festival permit for October 11th for a pancake breakfast, 8 to 10 in the village?
I move to,
So moved.
so moved.
It's the short version.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Harvey, Kaylee, are you guys there? Are you voting?
Little hands up.
Yeah, someone knew. Nothing else.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
That's three of us.
yes, we're good.
The motion passes. I don't know what's happening. Okay, town garage update. Nope, what? Hello?
Yeah, this says we're breaking up quite a bit.
It's all over. We're breaking up.
I can hear you. I just don't know what the question was because you guys are breaking up so much.
Oh. I was asking you if you wanted to waive the fee, and then I was asking you if you were voting in favor of the festival permit. Should I call them?
Well, you have three of
We
them.
have three, we're good.
I think that we need to keep moving.
There you go, Rebecca.
Town garage update. I'm gonna let. We've got three things we kind of want to do with our town garage update. Oh, hi, second. Nice,
Oh,
Harvey.
wow.
Way to go. We're good with that. We're moving on to the town garage update. So our plan here is to discuss sort of what we've been up to with the town garage, and give a progress and a scheduling update. We're going to be adopting the bond resolution
Jesus. Not sure what's happening.
and reimbursement resolution as well. We do need Keith for this.
Oh, that could be
Is he still on the call? And
Can we get him on?
He's there.
yeah,
if he
Keith,
can't-
can you hear us? Are we breaking up for you quite a lot as well? Camilla, would you like to start by starting with the update on what we've been doing
Hi to both of those things.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm gonna stop it and go.
and our scheduling progress? Do you-
Yeah, I'm just waiting till we
I'm just
settle
gonna
out
mute this
here.
because it's gonna go. Wait.
This meeting is being recorded.
Should have sounded a little friendlier.
I don't even know what our last update was, so I'm not sure where we're beginning with this.
Even know what our last update was, so I'm not sure.
Oh, now I get to hear myself.
All right. Can people hear us better now?
Yes, thank you.
Everybody
We're
in?
having so much fun with technology tonight. Thank you. Sorry for your patience. Thanks, Lincoln. Keith, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you much better now.
Good, great. Well, we are at the point in our agenda where we are talking about the town garage. And I think we want to just give a brief scheduling and progress update and then move on to the resolutions that we need to adopt.
Okay.
So I'm giving you a moderate warning. Brent, would you like to join us at the table as well?
I would come up.
That would be great. We've been working intermittently with Women Lampier and Rearc.
We've had our development review board hearing. to get the town approval, permit process. And that was accomplished on, September 15th, I believe. They received approval from the town to move forward with the garage. We are working towards our November 4th bond vote, which Keith is going to tell us a little bit more about the specifics in a bit. And we have scheduled 3 public opportunities for the public to be engaged at this point. One of them would be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 8 to 9. You've probably seen it on Front Porch Forum. Coffee with contractors is kind of what we're calling it, but an opportunity for our local tradespeople who may want to be involved. Opportunity to come in and talk to the design team, construction team, and also, even if they're not thinking of bidding, anybody in the trades who has specific technical questions, detailed questions on the numbers, that kind of thing, it's a great opportunity. That'll be taking place at the current town garage site. So it's also a good opportunity for people to see what's going on currently down there. So that's the first one. Then on October 7th at 5:30 p.m. we have we'll have a public meeting with presentations by our contractors and open discussion, panel discussion, 5:30 at Town Hall.
And the primary or the main focus of that meeting,
Oh, right, be to share the
tax implications.
tax implication numbers, yep.
Based on the bond request.
Right, and then we'll have another one on October 30th, so 4 or 5 days before the bond vote will be another public meeting, Town Hall, 5:30. So multiple opportunities for the public to come in, ask questions, hear what's going on. We are also, I think we're maybe approving tonight, or we're working on a flyer that's going to be mailed out to everybody on the, I guess it's all the taxpayers, with some general information and just kind of answer some of the questions that may be out there. And we encourage people, obviously, to continue to give us their thoughts and feedback and questions. What else? What am I missing?
I think that's most of it.
Schedule public meetings.
We're working through the tax implications. We'll have those numbers for that meeting. They'll also show up on the mailer. And right now, we're really excited to dig in with Keith on the bond resolution and reimbursement resolution. So Keith
Excellent.
and Brent, take us away.
Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm happy to join you tonight and explain the various documents that you should have in front of you, what they're for, and what they do. Big picture, keep in mind that this bond, and I may make it very rudimentary because I understand that many of you probably have not gone through town financing before, so this is all new ground. So while a lot of it is complicated, overall it's not that complicated. In terms of process, yes, there are some things you need to cross your T's and dot your I's, but it's a process that lots of towns do all the time, and we will do it together. Big picture, there are 3 phases of any town financing. Excuse me, there are definitely 2, sometimes 3. Phase 1 is what we're at right now, where the select board approves putting it in front of the voters, and then at a townwide election, the voters approve it. Step 2, which is the one that is sometimes used and sometimes not, is temporary financing, which would probably come about sometime in the winter or spring, depending on when you want to start construction and when the money will be available to you. And then step 3, most Vermont municipalities and school districts issue bonds through the Vermont Bond Bank, and I understand that's the plan here. That happens twice a year because the bond bank goes out and sells bonds to the public twice a year, so you're sort of subject to their calendar. That's why you might do temporary financing if the timing of your construction doesn't line up with the timing of a bond bank deal. But those steps 2 and 3, when you engage in them, those are later. So let's focus on step 1 tonight. Step 1 tonight is select board approval and voter, putting the subject in front of the voters. You should have in front of you 5 documents.
We do.
The first 4 all go together, and then the 5th is separate. And on the agenda, the 5th one, I think is called the reimbursement resolution, so I'll deal with that later and separately. The first document that I want to point out to you is the one that at the top of the page it says resolution certificate. That's the resolution that the select board adopts. It is often called a necessity resolution because it is the select board making a determination that the financing is a necessity to the town. In that necessity resolution, after the necessity is determined, then there is reference and recitation to the other 3 documents that, the 2 of the other 3 documents that you have in front of you. One is the warning of the public meeting, the election by Australian ballot, and the other one is a form of the ballot. So you adopt all 3 of those tonight. The ballot and the warning is part of the necessity resolution.
Okay. So those 3 pieces go together, the resolution certificate with the warning, Article 1, and then the official ballot.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the 4th document in that package of 4 is a document that Brent will eventually sign, attesting to the validity of the documents and that the publication and posting has been done. So after you do your job of adopting the necessity resolution, the warning, and the ballot, then Brent and Rebecca do some work to publish the warning in a newspaper and post the warning in 5 different places in town so that the public has notice of the upcoming election.
So let me just be sure we know which document is the one to which Brent is attesting.
That is
So the
one
certificate of
that-
posting.
at the top, It says certificate of posting, publication, and vote.
Great.
It's a 2-page document that has Brent, a signature line for Brent at the end.
Yep. Got it.
And obviously, he signs that later after the publication and posting is done. And as you can see on the top of that second page, after the vote is taken, because he then writes whatever the tabulation is.
Okay. Okay, so then our job here tonight is to adopt the resolution certificate. Am I
Yes.
getting this correct? All right. And I should read this aloud. No?
That's up to you. I mean, it's, as long as it's filed in the records of this meeting, I think that's sufficient.
Okay.
I don't usually hold clients to have to read the whole thing into the record.
Okay.
So we only have to hold the one meeting, is that why that's the only one that's,
There's only a legal requirement under the election law to hold one public informational meeting.
Okay,
And there is a time restriction on that, which is why I've only referred to that last one, because
Right.
you only have to do one, and that meets the time restriction.
right, gotcha.
You can do as many as you want.
I just want to be mindful of giving you guys enough time to read them.
Yeah.
I've
I'd
read
already
all
read
of
it
these.
online anyway.
Yep.
Yep.
Are we good? Harvey, Kaylee, do you need another minute to read through these?
I think I'm good.
Do we still have Harvey?
I don't know. Harvey, are you there?
I have one question on the article itself.
Yeah.
It says, subject to reduction from the receipt of available state and federal grants and aid. Does that limit ourselves to not getting other types of grants out there, or are we just assuming that those would be the only ones that would apply to us?
Oh, calling out state and federal grants and aid.
Mm-hmm.
From a legal perspective, it's possible that you might get them, but you might not either. But we always put that language in there to cover the possibility.
I think she's asking if only state and federal, because are there any other grants that we could apply for?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if there will be any private money available to you, but you certainly could try.
But we don't have to put it in the warning. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So it doesn't preclude us from getting private grants. It just allows us to reduce the amount that we borrow by any grants provided.
Yes.
Great.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so Keith, walk us through the logistics of this. I imagine we're just going to move to approve or adopt this resolution certificate. Brent, is there a piece that we need you to play prior to doing that?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, so do we hear a motion to adopt this resolution certificate along with the warning and the official ballot as drafted?
I move to adopt this resolution certificate for the town of Warren to pursue a bond for capital improvements to infrastructure, namely the replacement of the town garage at an estimated cost of $10 million.
Do I hear a second?
Second, yes.
Any further discussion?
So I just want to clarify, is this, I'm sorry, the motion, was this
Okay.
to adopt just the resolution, or is that your all three? Which are-
The,
Resolution covers them all, or should I add the warning
and the ballot.
and the ballot?
The warning and the ballot are incorporated in the necessity
Resolution.
resolution.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
what okay.
If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 The motion passes. The resolution is adopted. Okay,
Excellent, excellent. So the fifth document, the last document that we didn't mention yet, is declaration of official intent. It's also often called a reimbursement resolution. It's an IRS compliant document. So what this does in plain English terms is allows the town to reimburse itself from bond proceeds for expenses that are related to the project that you're borrowing the bonds for. So if you have design planning expenses that have been paid from the town's general fund, and you adopt this reimbursement resolution, you can then include in the bond amount that you borrow, that amount of planning expenses And then when the bond is issued, you can sort of pay the general fund back.
Right.
There are time restrictions on how far back you can go and how far forward you can go vis-a-vis the project completion and the adoption of this reimbursement resolution. You can go back 60 days from the adoption of the resolution, and in terms of going forward, you have to spend the proceeds, I think it's within 2 or 3 years after the bond is issued. I'm not worried about the back end of that. I think you're gonna finish the project pretty quickly. But the 60 days sometimes becomes an issue, so I wanna make sure you adopt it. Even if you don't have any plans to do any reimbursement right now, it's a good idea to have this in place in case you wanna do this.
So to clarify, for our purposes, that's any design fees that we've spent within the last 2 months from this date.
Yep. Or anything you're planning on spending between now and
Right.
construction
Understood.
and bond borrow.
Okay. Similarly, you guys, let me know. I've read all of these, so if you need a minute to read through them, or if you're finished, please let me know.
I'm finished.
Yeah, fine.
Harvey, are you there? Guess not. Okay, so, do I hear, does anyone have any questions for Keith before we move forward? Okay, do I hear a motion to adopt the declaration of official intent to reimburse certain expenditures from proceeds of indebtedness?
So moved.
And a
Second.
second. Thank you, Kaylee. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. Okay,
Congratulations on that. I obviously will work with Rebecca and Brent on all aspects of this, making sure that the publication and posting is done, facilitating and answering any questions related to the ballot or anything else that comes up as we get toward November 4th. And then, once you have the election, hopefully it will go well. And then we obviously move to stage 2, either temporary financing, or stage 3, the bond bank financing. Bond bank, usually goes to market with their bonds in January and late August. So I know that Rebecca is working with the bond bank, and you might be able to move as quickly as being in their January issuance. But if you aren't, then I'm sure you'll be well set up to do August. And if you need to do temporary financing in the interim, we can assist with that as well.
thank you, Keith.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for
My
making it not
pleasure.
scary.
Yeah, we
Except for the number,
appreciate
but I
it.
mean the process.
He didn't make the number.
I know,
though.
right?
All set?
Yes,
You have to attest.
we need you
I've
to
got the
attest.
documents too. Unless,
I think you have to sign tonight.
If you
I
would
I
be
could do
so
that.
kind.
I could sign this, it doesn't matter which copy.
And Keith, so the certificate of posting and publication and vote, that's something that will be dated later. This is just for
Yeah.
our information now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, well, it attests to what the vote was, so we
Right.
certainly have to wait for that.
Yep.
And it actually, the final paragraph, so under Vermont statutes, people are allowed a period of 30 days to essentially petition to protest the vote, that something was wrong in the process.
Uh-huh.
And the last paragraph of that certificate says no one has submitted such a petition.
I
So
see.
we have to wait 30 days after the vote.
hence December.
Yep,
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
my pleasure. Good luck with everything else.
Thank you,
Thank
Keith.
you.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Brent.
Reach out with any questions. Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Thank you, board.
thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
Work.
Thank you for your attestation.
Thank you for your work on it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, sorry, we're a few minutes behind here, but Lincoln, we have our local hazard mitigation plan hearing.
All right, I'm up. Can you hear me?
We can see you.
Okay, excellent.
We can hear you. Rebecca's here too.
I don't need it. Hi, Lincoln.
Awesome. Hey.
And the
good to see
public.
everybody. Perfect. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Public meeting, official public meeting number 2 here for the 2025 Local Hazard Mitigation Plan update. We have been going since January. The public outreach formally began in March. We had a good first public meeting. A lot of those comments that we got are reflected in the mitigation actions that we drafted. And we've been continuing to solicit comments. Got about 25 survey responses, which is excellent. And we're really at the point here, we're kind of wrapping up the public comment period. We do have a chunk of time on the agenda tonight, so if there is more dialogue we want to have, I want to leave space for that. And then the goal here would be to see if the select board is ready to move forward with the approval of this draft plan. And if so, I can submit it to Vermont Emergency Management, at which time your emergency relief assistance funding goes up. So after disaster, you're going to get more, I think the maximum from FEMA. And that's a good thing. And they probably will send us back some edits as they do, but that won't affect the town's ERAF rating. And if the select board chooses to do so, you could make a motion, to have the chair and the vice chair sign the certificate of adoption, and I can send that, after the meeting tonight or tomorrow via email, and that would be sort of the last piece we needed to get it over the finish line. So are there any questions just about process or content of the plan from the board or the public?
The public's on their phones. Guys. Sorry, only half the public. I'm just commenting here, Lincoln, because you can't see
You're looking
them.
at the plan, that's right.
Exactly.
The plan.
He's giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Which we deserve.
Yes, indeed. I don't have any questions.
I didn't either.
This
Anybody else?
could be pretty smooth.
I have a safety suggestion.
George has a safety suggestion. Lincoln, can you hear George?
Okay, I think I can. Yes. All right. See you, George.
So my safety
Go ahead.
suggestion is this, when we have a lunchtime in scenic downtown commercial district of Warren, it's not unusual for people to park cars on both sides of the street and all over the place and walk all over the place. And I don't know whether the new garage enhances this request, but it would be very nice if the town trucks did not come down Main Street once the new garage is in place. If they could turn on Flatiron, or if they could, and I'm talking now about safety issues, because there are kids involved, and they're not always paying attention to what's going on, and their parents are not always paying attention to them. And it seems like it's a short stretch that town trucks could bypass. It's a suggestion. I hope it's useful.
Yeah, thanks, George. And just to clarify, the scope of the local hazard mitigation plan is really to plan for and mitigate the impacts of natural disasters. So the traffic is a little bit outside of there. I mean, we do get into mud and road safety. So you're not wrong in bringing that issue up as a safety hazard at all. It just might not have a good place directly in the plan, but definitely adjacent to some of the other hazards. And especially, if you think about evacuations, if that's needed and if that's a pinch point, I could see where that would play into this plan. But yeah, we are mostly, so we're addressing flood and fluvial erosion, fire. So it's sort of those natural hazards more than the ones we've made for ourselves.
I got it. Thank you.
I will mention that though,
Yeah.
Andrew, the road foreman.
Although we are
I'll mention
making some of the natural hazards work, so.
I don't know what you're talking about, Lincoln.
All right. Yeah. We won't go into too much of that.
All right, so what would you like us to do now?
Yeah, I think, if you wanna make a motion, approving yourself, the chair, and the vice chair to sign that certificate of adoption, and then for, myself and CVRPC to submit the plan as is to Vermont Emergency Management, that should put us where we need to be.
Okay. I guess that means we have to move to adopt the plan in order to be able to sign the resolution of adoption,
I guess so.
right? We should probably adopt the
And
plan.
it's, you could call it, a preliminary adoption, just because we don't have official stamp of approval. And
I see.
I doubt there'll be substantial changes, and it's likely that after this, it might never come back to you. But if there were, content changes that they wanted to see, then, it might be something that, the hazard planning team would get together and we talk about it. If it was a substantial change, you might have to re-adopt that. But I really doubt it, because we're pretty far developed. So yeah, I think that, adoption or preliminary adoption is appropriate at this time.
So, somebody
Do
can.
I have to do that?
Somebody can do that.
Okay, I move to preliminary adopt the hazard mitigation plan for the town of Warren.
Not the local hazard mitigation plan.
Yeah, the local hazard mitigation
I
plan.
think
for the
that's
town of Warren.
it's right. It's technical name.
And authorize the chair and vice chair to sign the resolution. It's
of
another
adoption.
resolution. It's like
Yeah.
something-
Is that a friendly amendment?
Yes, it was a friendly amendment. That was
Do
a
it-
suggestion.
So we've got a motion on the table for a preliminary adoption of the local hazard mitigation plan, as well as deputizing either the vice chair or the chair to sign the resolution of adoption.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Harvey's still MIA. All right, the motion passes.
Lincoln, do I have that certificate of adoption?
Yeah, I will send it to you right now, Rebecca. It is section 10 of the draft plan, but I will just send you a
Got it.
Word document with the certificate by itself. So, yeah, congratulations on getting to this point in the process, and I'll follow up with you, Rebecca. If there aren't any questions for me, I might give you back the rest of our time here tonight and sign off.
Wow.
Lincoln.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Lincoln.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Well done.
You're welcome, and yeah, please see me and CVRPC as a resource going forward as we finish this up, and for other adjacent issues as they come up. Always happy to answer questions even after we're done with this specific project.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks everybody. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say it. I'm not gonna say it.
No.
We're gonna move on to our town administrator update.
So I have to take my computer back.
Bye, Jeff. Nice work.
Hi, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
That's good. You're presenting.
Okay. So, where should I start? I'm working with Vickery Hill to make some updates to our website. Joel and I had gone through sort of the website, looked at sort of what's working, what's, duplications, all those things. There were several duplications. And right now, the plan is to include a community events calendar and sort of a slideshow showing different photos of, different events that we've had over the last couple of months. Staff here will be able to update the photos, change them in and out, but the plan still is to move forward with, an RFP for a new website. But these are just small changes that, Joel and I sort of talked about to make it a little bit more less duplication and
Yeah.
a little bit more user friendly
I
at
wrote-
this point.
Did you see that document that I wrote up?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. So I did send it to Vickery Hill, and they I think they were sort of like, well, what can we do now? So I think they recognized that there was a lot of things that, needed some attention. It's my understanding that there were some updates that were being done, with the previous, staff that was in place, but it just never, came to fruition. So, we have a new contact form on the website because our old form got hacked a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden I was getting all these random emails from Sandra Broder, and she was like, I have a very important topic that I need to, talk privately with you about. And I'm like, what in the world is Sandra talking about? and so they have made an update to that. So, the updates need to happen, but we're still going to move forward with the potential of a new site. Devin and I had a very productive meeting with the Harwood School District representatives regarding the MOU. It's in the hands of both our attorney and the school district's attorneys to review the draft to ensure that all of our bases are covered. I am coordinating with a surveyor to clarify boundary lines for responsibilities shared between the school and the town. And then once we're closer to finalization, we'll bring the MOU to the board for review.
Yeah. I would just say that I think one of the best things that we did with respect to this round of MOU conversations was deciding on making use of a map.
Yeah.
And drawing some boundaries around what we consider the grounds for which the school should be responsible either in full or in part, and delineating that from the rest of the Brooksfield recreation space.
What's
A memorandum of understanding, so that when tree cutting needs to be done, we understand that the town will pay for necessary tree cutting for health and safety, and that if there are elected trees that want cutting, it's a conversation that needs approval from us, but not something we're going to pay for, right? So those are the kinds of things that we're including in the MOU: who mows, who trims, who
Takes care of
maintains the playground.
for what?
Yeah. It was an excellent meeting. We made
Good.
great
Yeah,
progress. I
it's
think
great.
we're all feeling like we're on the same page and excited to bring it to the board.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right now where the old, sort of the old workout equipment was up on Brooksfield, clearing that out resulted in a lot of overgrown shrubs and grass that came up, and then within that there's a lot of like boulders and concrete pieces. So Lucas brush hogged that area. He's getting a York rake to clear out the boulders and the concrete, and then the plan is to get to work with the PTO to get volunteers to resoil and reseed that area, get the grass to grow so that it's usable.
Okay, so the PTO is taking care of the reseeding.
Correct.
Okay.
We are furnishing materials.
We're furnishing materials and
They're
we're
furnishing labor.
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah, exactly. But they're getting the volunteers to do the labor and stuff.
It definitely falls within the Brooksfield part too, as far as the map is concerned.
Yep. Let's see. Speed hump and speed table installations. Installations are still moving forward. However, Pike ran into some scheduling conflicts, and they won't be on site until early October to do those.
And what's the story with the signs on those? Where do we stand with signs?
They're here?
The town garage or the highway department has the signs.
Has the signs.
Um,
We're gonna
Are
have
we
to
clear on where they go?
No, so basically, Pike is gonna come back because we've moved, 2 of the speed bumps, so we need to, show him placement, and remark, and at that time, I'm gonna invite Andrew to come with us, so that we know where to put the signs.
Have we publicly mentioned where what we ended up with? Because we had a meeting where we decided where the speed humps were gonna go, and since then, I think there's been changes.
We changed them at the last meeting. I think you were
Okay, so I
absent.
wasn't here.
Yeah.
Yep.
We discussed it.
Okay,
Right?
good. Yeah.
And then we did make that public at the last meeting. So
Okay.
moving, just for clarity's sake, moving the one off of South Main Street and using 2 coming down Brook Road, one before Dump Road, if you're coming down the hill, and another, we'll have to walk it with Dave and see
Yeah.
where exactly we can put it, but either before or after the bridge. Knowing that, you know, our residents are saying this is the spot where everybody's going really fast, and our speed studies show the same. So wanting to concentrate efforts there to make a difference.
Town hall door restoration. The doors remain a work in progress. They're hung and they're usable, but there's been some hardware issues that have caused delays. I don't know the exact details of that, but Ron is working on it.
I can elaborate a little bit. It's a very old door
Yeah.
with the mortise is designed for an old form of lock that we just don't make anymore. So the bolt needs to be longer in order to engage. It's a very narrow back set, and in order to fit the bolt within the back set is challenging. I think we thought that we had found one and solved the problem, and it seems that it isn't quite right.
Right. So he gets here, realizes that, you know, there's another issue, and has to take it back to the locksmith that he's working with, and it's the keys and the cylinders, and it's the hardware, basically. But, you know, the library is able to open the door and use it, and, you know, it's
lock it up
and lock it up. It locks from the inside like it used to. But yeah. So, and then
And they're pretty.
they're gorgeous.
Yeah, they're,
Have you all hung out with them?
They're nice.
we haven't hung
Pun
out
intended.
together exactly.
And he's coming back to do a little bit of repair, I hope, on the paint.
Correct.
There's some-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
did we get the step repaired?
The step, they have the board, and I just need to have somebody come over with a nail and a hammer and put it back in. Because I think Devin's right. I
Very
think
screw and
that I think that they just forgot to.
Ron had to cut those to put the grate in, and I think
Yeah.
he forgot to reattach it.
Yeah. So
So we'll just get that maintenance person, we have to do that,
Yep.
right?
probably Jeff and I will go do it. Unbeknownst to
Or
Jeff.
let me know, maybe I can do it tomorrow.
I know how to run a hammer and a drill, so not a huge deal.
Okay.
As we've discussed, there's work that's going to start tomorrow on the Main Street Bridge and sidewalk repairs. The project is expected to last roughly 3 weeks. So, you know, there'll be some delays in the village with that, but it's work that needs to be done.
I got my phone call from the state today telling
Excellent.
me that.
Excellent.
I got my text message from Vermont Alert.
Good. And I'll
Me
send
too.
out another one tomorrow morning.
And just to clarify, pedestrian access will be maintained on
Correct.
the upstream side of the bridge throughout. And there are only about 3 days of planned demo, which will be sort of the noisiest
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Yes, George?
One quick question. So when you raise the sidewalk, where is that water going?
The
In the drain.
hope is
Is
that
there
it'll
a drain
direct
there?
it into the drain.
There is.
What's happening is it's
Before the bridge, there's a drain.
yeah, it's
Correct.
going over the sidewalk before it ever gets to the drain because it's all flush.
Yeah, just don't send it over the bridge, please.
No, we don't want to send any
is
more
the
water
idea.
your way, George.
Correct.
Understood.
And then on Thursday morning, I am meeting with Megan Cicio from Northfield Savings Bank to talk about the possible bond anticipation note. So that if we don't go for a bond vote in
Okay.
time, so
For
she's
interim
gonna
funding.
interim
Okay.
funding. So I have a meeting with her at 9:30 on Thursday. So if anybody wants to join, it's via Teams. They're welcome to come here and participate in that meeting with me. And then lastly, I don't know if you all remembered, but we requested a deadline extension for the traffic calming grant. This amendment had to go before the Community Investment Board, which was last night, and I received confirmation today that our request was approved.
So,
So this
What does that
extends the
extend to?
deadline to December 31st of 2026.
wow, okay,
So,
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good,
so.
that's great.
And there's lots of other stuff going on, but I didn't have time to type it today because there's not enough hours in the day for me to
Do
do
you
my
want
job.
to tell us without
I
typing?
can't. My brain is dead. My brain is fried.
It's
That computer
thinking
did
about
me in
why
tonight.
the Zoom isn't working.
So that's it. That's it for me.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yep.
Awesome.
Any questions about anything Rebecca just went through?
Rebecca had a great update on the job description for the Granicus, so
Oh,
that's.
good.
Another thing.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
one?
so
Jim,
that's
you
kinda
wanna-
ready to go, right?
Do you want to cameo here for Rebecca and tell us what's what?
Substitute brain.
Zoom's not working.
Substitute
With that.
Chuck it out the window.
No, so Rebecca basically did the job description for the Granicus helper,
Yeah.
and I looked over it, looks good. We're good to go. We're good to get someone kind of stamping an owner for that stuff
Yeah.
from a town administration point of view. So
That's great.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because I did finally get a response back from Granicus today, letting them know that we had adopted our ordinance. I sent it to them and just said, can you help me, work through the next steps here and what the town of Warren needs to do. They have templates for the form letter that needs to be sent out to everybody on the grand list, as well as templates for the registration form that we'll need for people to register.
Right.
I
But
was under the impression they were going to build that registration form.
it's basically a template,
yeah.
she said.
Okay.
Then they fill in from
correct.
our ordinance,
And-
they plug it in.
Exactly.
Are they going to do that though, or we?
They
gonna
is.
do
So
that?
so to finish with that,
Sorry.
they are gonna help us with that, and we need to schedule a meeting with them so that we can sort of walk through it together. And we do have a very interested person in the Granicus, SDR administrator position. I spoke to them again today, and they're ready to start whenever we are. However, Granicus reminded me that we can't do anything until our
It's actually
petition,
official.
period is over,
Right.
Right,
Yep.
which is,
which
wait,
is.
what's the date?
Well, we readopted it on the 17th, so it's
Oh,
30
right.
days from that.
And September has 30 days. 30 days has September, April, May, and November. So November,
So I think
October
it's
17th.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
we're a little delayed with that, but But we can start working with Granicus to do the form and to decide what template letter we want.
And then the next piece that we need clarity from with Granicus is what happens with our billing next year.
Yep. So I sent them a follow-up email today. I had
I
Ruth
sent
do
you
some
guys some-
research.
I sent you guys my notes.
You did?
and, yeah, references. Yeah. What would be great is, remember the presentation they did,
Yeah.
like during the day, and then like we had a phone call thing, and not everybody could be there, and they recorded it, and they sent out the recording
Yeah.
of the phone call. I went back to look for that.
Yeah.
Because I watched or listened to the recording and I took notes from it, and in my notes it says, and it's actually referenced in some minutes too, that it's $27,000 the first year, 14 is the address ID, and then all it says is 14,000 address ID for a total of $27,000. That's where my understanding was, and I thought that I asked this question during the presentation, or that evening. So it's going to be more the first year because we have to do the address ID, the $14,000, and then we won't have to do that again the following year, so it should be $13,000 the following year. That was where I took that understanding from. But
I thought it was
Nothing is-
also discussed at the very first presentation that they did at our select board meeting with the PC. That's
yeah,
where I
couldn't-
remember that conversation.
I couldn't find any minutes on that
Yeah.
or so that was the only place that I had reference of.
Okay.
So if anybody can find that recording.
Yeah, and
You
I talked-
couldn't find the recording
find that
itself?
No, in my emails, it, from Samantha or Sam Robinson, never showed up anywhere,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
So let's try and find that and get some clarity and also just, hey, why
Yeah.
are we all under the same assumption? And
Yeah,
this isn't
because
the-
I've spoken to both Dan Raddick and Ruth, and neither of them recall any of these conversations.
Yeah.
But it was, it was a period of time ago, so,
Right, and
but will-
we had only two. They had like dozens, so maybe that's where it got,
Yeah,
it's stuck in our
exactly,
minds and not in
exactly.
theirs.
Yep. But I did send them an email looking for some clarification. We don't have to sign the renewal until December.
Okay.
Because I did let her know that, it would have to go into our 2026 budget. But she was just sending that to us for our information.
Okay.
Because we're starting to get more active with it.
Okay.
So, but I was hoping that we could fit that onto our agenda for the 14th. But I, off the top of my head, I'm not remembering what's on that agenda. So
We
it may
can-
have to wait until
yeah.
the following.
Okay. Anything else for your update?
I think that's it.
Other business?
So thank you for getting the striping done in the parking lot. That's awesome. We
Yeah.
finally got them here. For the record, everybody sitting in this room, the next time it needs to be striped, we need to have a conversation about maximizing the parking spaces by creating diagonal parking as opposed to the way it is now. I know that, so back when I first joined the planning commission, we were getting ready to have it striped. Planning commission was all about how can we get more parking in there. We hired, we had conversations with engineers, whatever, figured out how to get an additional 12 parking spaces out there. We even had the lights moved back so that the parking lot was wide enough to do it. So, and then it got striped, you know, the traditional way at the time. We were all like, God, all right, next time. So I'm just wanted on record that before we stripe it again, let's see if we can actually have that, do that analysis and see if we might be able to get extra parking spaces out there because we can use them, can't we?
I do know that we asked the question of the fellow
I
who
know.
stripes it,
Yeah.
and he said it didn't make a difference as far as how many we could fit if we did it this way or
But
the
it
diagonally.
does, and Jim Sanford was out there, dragged me out there and was showing, you know, having to do with pulling out and having to make a sharp right angle when you back out as
Yeah.
opposed to being able to just
Right.
do this. So you can get them closer together and you don't have to go like this, something like that. So,
Okay.
Cool.
okay.
So noted. We have
I'm
to put
sure
that
we'll
on
all
the
remember this
revolving
5 years from
calendar.
now.
Yeah.
Somebody here will remember. Perry will be here
I
and
remember
he'll be
this
like,
fight
I
like
know.
10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's the map?
Yeah, nobody knows.
Nobody
Find
knows.
it.
But Jim, I know. I said that to Jim last night, and he said, even if I can't find the map, I can draw a map. And he goes out there and he's like, it's 60 feet from here to here. And
You have to draw it now.
he's
and then file
counting
it.
and yeah. Yes, we should get Jim to do that now.
Well, this is one of those scenarios where our newsletter will become essential. And, you know, Jim and I have had plenty of conversations about how the burden to stay informed falls on the citizen, not on the board. And so the newsletter will make it easier to disseminate information and for people to stay
what's
abreast
happening.
of what's happening.
Yep.
And then he would have known and been like, wait! So I wonder if we want to do something else during this other business time that we have here, considering we are
Can I make a
so far
suggestion
ahead.
about this thing?
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah.
to. Let's look at the pamphlet. That's great. And if we have time, might Harvey want to present the maintenance plan? The town, what is it called? What do you find it?
Oh, the proposal
The
for
request for scope of work for property management services,
Right.
which we have been delaying for like a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, that's up to Harvey.
Harvey, are you actually there?
Now he's muted. He wasn't. There he is.
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Oh, that's so fun.
Hi.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about the contract if you want at some point.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Do you guys have a draft in front of you of the proposed
I probably don't. 'Cause it wasn't planned tonight.
brochure?
I mean, they might
Oh, the
have it in
brochure?
previous, oh, the brochure.
The
Sorry.
brochure.
I thought you were
We
talking
do
about
have
the,
No, the,
everybody should have the brochure.
do you guys, Harvey, Kaylee, do you have the draft of the brochure available to you?
Yeah, pulling it up right now.
Cool. If you would take a moment to read through it, we're interested in edits, comments, thoughts, improvements.
Can you share one with the public?
Yeah.
Can just
Where did
sort of
mine
pass
go?
one around?
Here, I have
Take a
one.
look at
I
it.
have Kaylee's.
Extras? Do you have extras? Did I give you mine?
So when we were
You
listening,
folded yours. so
I
here.
folded mine. Oh.
so those
Yeah, brains
dates,
not right.
is it Keith that was talking to us, the lawyer?
Keith, yeah.
So those dates seem like something that should be on here as public meetings.
Definitely. Public meetings.
The public
Yeah,
meetings
great
should be
idea.
on there.
And then I was thinking, do we have a website link to any?
I
data?
was wondering, can we put the URL to where all the documents
Yeah.
are on the roads?
And then the other thing I was thinking about was when we were at the meeting in the town hall, Rearc was thinking about putting together comparable projects that had
We could add those.
had
Skip
numbers
it,
associated
for
with
sure.
them for other town garages,
Mm-hmm.
and just as like just to put people in the frame of mind of like, this town spent
Yeah.
$14 million
Mm-hmm,
and this one spent $27 million, you know, just so that we know that we're not like way out of range.
Yes,
Or it
and
makes
we
it feel a little bit more
did get that.
Yeah, we did.
We did get that information from Rearc and Women Lampier.
Well, we got current, and we also got 2019 versus 2025 pricing for the same job, which I think might be interesting if we can put that. I mean, in the end, it's going to be real estate for this flyer, and all of that will be at the public meetings too. So we may end up having to figure out how to.
Well, I think
But
the public meeting dates seem like the most important thing
Yes,
on
I
it.
agree.
totally agree.
I agree. That's a necessity, and I think the website link is easily achievable because it's small and a good idea. I was thinking that earlier today.
Oh yeah,
So-
website link. Yeah.
Yep, that's necessary.
But the rest of it
And
looks fine.
I mean, I guess from an aesthetic perspective, I'm a little bit confused about when and why we change fonts and bold. Like, I get it for the subjects, but like, why?
Right.
Why
One of
is
these
this
three.
bold?
Yeah.
This could be smaller. There's room here. You know.
Yeah, I gave some feedback that I think some of the project details, that page, we could probably remove some of that language and add a little bit more of the, a little bit more information, sorry,
No, take it. It's fine.
about the current site, why not just fix the current location, a little bit more information on that, a little bit more accurate. Like what are we building is good.
I think this has
Oh,
been
this is
edited
the
since
edited,
your-
okay,
yeah,
you know
since
what, I
your-
haven't seen that, sorry.
Do you want to take a minute? Read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do, I'm sorry, I was
I
assuming it
did
was
send
the old
him
one.
all of your edits, Camilla, and then what we had talked about with Harvey
Okay.
Monday morning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I
So,
figured.
this
Does
is-
this
this
look
is-
different?
yeah,
Can I look
so-
at
One
it
thing
now?
that was mentioned last night, which I haven't, I haven't looked at this yet, but talking a little bit, like speaking specifically to the safety improvements.
Gentlemen,
It has a base.
sorry. Do you have a question for the board?
I was asking about salt storage,
Oh,
but I think it was answered. Thank you.
okay, yeah. Perry,
Are you editing this thing or asking?
we are, Camilla was just speaking and we couldn't hear her, so that's why I
I'm
was
sorry.
interrupting you all, sorry. Do you have a question?
I do.
Yeah.
I read it, and maybe it's just me, on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says, is it a safe assumption it's $1.24, or is it 1.24 cents?
I would say I wouldn't look at that language. I think that was just their
I
notes.
think that's the
this is-
question
that's not
I've
fin-
been
that's
trying
not
to
final.
understand the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, it is 1.24, okay, We will have more information on this.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to achieve, and Harvey can jump in here, and I'll point him in your direction, is a multiplier. So for every $100,000 worth of bond expense in the budget, added to the annual budget, how does that affect the tax base? Right? So it goes up by 0.0124 cents for every $100,000 we add to the budget. What does that mean if your house is valued at $300,000? What does it mean if your house is valued at $500,000 and we add $300,000 worth of expense in year one, $700 in the next year?
So I think really it goes back to what you just said. This is just a placeholder.
Yeah.
Don't try and do that math right
Correct.
now. We're gonna have a lot more information. We didn't have it when they were mocking this up, so we'll have much more specific information about
Yeah, there's
exactly
a-
what Devin just
there's
said.
another page
If you have this
in here, in your
much,
folders.
you know,
of-
if your
of-
house is worth
of
this
better
much,
detail.
this is what
Yeah,
your impact
I
is.
guess my question is, would it be 0.0124 cents, or is it $1.24? That's just the way it's written.
It depends, exactly.
Yeah.
So we will write it in the much more,
Yeah.
hopefully, in a way that makes a lot more sense.
Harvey,
Yeah,
do you
he-
want to clarify any of that? Did
he
we
put
just
it in
screw
here.
it all up so terribly? I guess we lost you, Harvey.
Oh, no, I'm here.
Oh,
I didn't, good question. The 1.24 cents?
is
Yeah.
it 1.24 cents or is it 0.0124 cents?
No, it's 1.24 cents. $0.0124.
Yep,
Right.
there we go.
Yes, so the municipal tax rate is roughly 45 cents per $100 of assessed value. And so it would increase by 1.24 cents for every $100,000 of bond expense, given the 2025 budget. So if the first year's expense in 2027 is 300,000, it would be 3 times 1.24 cents would be the increase, so 3.72 cents on top of the 45 cents would be the increase in the tax.
Right.
And then you multiply it out by your assessed value. Did that make sense?
Yes.
What was the 7? It was 7 cents or 0.7 cents?
1.24 cents per 100,000.
Okay, but you did some
So,
math and you
I'm
got-
gonna suggest that we not try to do
Right.
the verbal math tonight. I think we need to put it down on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're still trying to
We're-
understand it
yeah.
ourselves and make it
Or just the
clear.
best way to communicate it, yeah.
Yeah. We anticipate communicating it by showing how much your taxes will go up per $100,000 of assessed value. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
Does that feel like a good way to communicate it? Do you have a suggestion on how we might clarify it differently?
I would just put the dollar sign in
The right spot.
0.0124 and get rid of the word cents or something.
Understood. Thank you,
That
Craig.
was just kind of the confusion.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
just a placeholder for the marketing team at REARC that was doing that.
Jim?
So, under the why do we need a new town garage?
Yes.
I guess I would kind of take issue with the way we're kind of writing questions in there, you know, may not meet safety standards. It better meet safety standards if we're operating out of there. It has to. So, and if it doesn't, I mean, I don't know that you put it in a flyer, but we do want to be aware of it. I don't know, I'm just, I'm a little concerned about the way we've got that worded, and maybe you have to word it like that.
Well, you know,
And-
we struggled with that because, you know, we invited workplace, what is it? WorkSafe to come in and, you know, walk through and tell us how we
What
can
do we
make
need
sure.
fixed? What do we not
Yeah,
need fixed?
exactly.
Yeah.
And we did that, and they gave us a list, and we addressed those things in general.
Perfect.
But, you know, they looked at the mold in the back garage and they said, you know, you're gonna wanna address that.
Okay,
That's
yeah, well, that's.
At some
then-
point,
yeah.
it's not, you need to do that, or, you know, that's in advance of OSHA actually, or the state coming in and, you know.
Okay, my problem, I don't have a better suggestion
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
group of.
Yeah, it's a concern to, yeah,
But I'm just a little
Like-
worried about the way it's worded.
I think as far as the last bullet point, we could say something along the lines of failing infrastructure requiring expensive fixes,
I like that.
right? Which is true and what we're getting at. I think it's really important that we, you know, call a spade and recognize that building is unsafe.
Yeah.
And we
and we have said that in workplaces unhealthy
It
with
is-
mold, poor
it's-
lighting and water leaking through
Yeah.
electrical outlets, just kind of say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you
I
don't
totally
want to
don't
hire
think it
someone,
needs
you
to.
don't want to bring in a potential employee into that
No,
position and say, hey, come work here.
right.
It's like,
right.
I don't think they'll let
I don't
you
want to work
open
there.
your-
You don't think they'll let
I
us?
don't think you'll ever be able to open your door if you don't address those issues.
Open our door.
The door is open.
They're open. We're using it.
No, okay, anyway.
Yeah.
You
At
mentioned
some
OSHA.
point,
At
they
some-
will
some
close
point
the
they're gonna
door.
close you down.
Exactly.
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 Which is why
It's
it
probably
has
gonna
to be
before
addressed.
you open it up.
I think that's
I don't know how
The
you
game.
convey that message.
Yeah.
But it is an important message and you've got it down here, I'm just a little worried about the.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, so Camilla, I wanted to hear what you had to say, please.
It was mentioned last night at the PC meeting that, by one of the PC members, that the two things they're hearing their cohorts talking about are the cost implications and the safety, the traffic safety on Route 100. What we don't have here is what we know to be true. We are actually improving the safety on Route 100, and we don't even mention that anywhere in here, and I think that's important. So I think we need to figure out how to work that into the language here, which I'm happy to take a stab at some point.
So safety improvements.
Not just about moving the traffic out of the village, but the intersection on 100. So reducing the number of
Safety improvements for traffic patterns.
town truck trips through that North Main 100 intersection and moving them to a safer sightline. And
I think you and Andrew said it perfectly that the Monday night at that
Yeah.
DRB meeting.
I know.
gonna ask Ruth if she has the minutes from
Okay.
Carol yet.
Yep.
So maybe we can use some of that language.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the message that was pretty, we could put it pretty succinctly in here
Yeah.
to say that.
Starts at talking about it right here, it does nothing to address safety concerns and the
Can you just put
density
DRB
population.
minutes next to your comment?
What's that?
I said this is starting to talk about the
Yeah,
the
exactly.
safety right there.
But I realized we could be more specific.
And then
in
the
that.
other thing we talked about was anticipated costs, making sure that we sort of break that down, break down that number so that we have an understanding that, you know, the building
is
itself
building,
is at, I don't know, but I think it's 7.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there are site improvements, and then there's $1.5 million of contingency. So there is a high probability that we will end up well
Under the
below
10.
10 million, and that is just, you know, the safe number to ask to be able to borrow. So under anticipated costs, breaking those
Yeah.
things down.
Yep. I think that they're very much, from the emails that have gone back and forth today, they're very much stuck on the tax implication language. So they're wanting to make sure that we get that right,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
the other stuff will just fall into place.
Okay.
If it's
Yeah, Kaylee.
helpful at all, I
Sorry.
know that sorry, can you hear me?
Start again. We lost a word there.
I was just thinking about the tax implication language and something that Mad River Planning District did for their recent lot tax analysis, like local options tax analysis, was they showed a table, which I thought was nice, which was basically if you didn't do a lot tax and you just raised the same amount of capital utilizing property taxes, what would it take for you to raise that same amount? And they just broke it up on like the annual tax impact on a $300,000 home and an annual tax impact on a $450,000 home in a nice little table. I thought that was really easy to read and really helpful, just as like, you're not gonna get your exact tax amount, but it's helpful as like to gauge where you're at.
Okay, so visual representation, not just written representation.
Well, written representation, but it was nice to have the scale, right?
Yeah.
Of like a $300,000 home versus a $450,000 home with what you might expect as a tax impact.
Yeah, I think we were thinking 300 and 500 assessed values, and making sure that we sort of run numbers for those two, and using the average cost of the bond over 30 years instead of worrying about, as you know, like it's different every year.
Yeah.
Do you think that that makes sense, using the average?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. How about from an aesthetic perspective, y'all? Comments from the design team?
There's two different color blacks here.
Look at you.
In the back of the, behind the town of Warren and the.
Yeah,
and
there
the
are.
black
That's
down
because
there.
it's a clip art, copy and paste.
I know we added the floor plan, which I liked, but I can't see it very well.
I know, I know.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
real
wonder,
tiny.
I think if we just took the mezzanine out and focus on the main floor plan.
Just make it bigger.
What do you think?
But then it's not an accurate representation.
I have one.
Yeah, George, please.
When I looked at the drawing, I couldn't understand what was happening with the salt. The salt's an issue for you. You have to keep it from going into the ground, otherwise your environmental review is gonna get a little worrisome. And it just looks like it's sort of out there on the ground. I assume there's a cement pad or something,
No, that's
It's actually under
actually
the shed.
sand.
Oh,
The salt is in the shed, which is
in the shed
required
with the
by,
building?
So to your point, that looks like salt. This is the shed.
this
Next
is the
to it.
shed.
It's different from the building where the equipment is?
Yep.
Yeah, it's this other one
Because you don't
over
want
here.
anywhere near the equipment.
So, yeah, so the salt has its own shed, but you're right, that pile looks like a pile of salt.
Okay, no, that's fine, sand, no problem. But
Just make it
the
darker.
salt has a cement floor and all those sort of
Just
things?
make it browner.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
state
it's
requirements, there's
concrete. I
code.
think it's 6 or
And
8
it's
feet
not-
up.
There are
it's not a
requirements on
metal
that.
building?
No, it's wood framed.
Okay.
Or we're
Or
talking about
concrete,
doing,
yeah,
we're also talking about doing the tent, possibly.
right.
We haven't
Yeah.
decided.
We could label the buildings. We could just put salt shed on the side of it.
That's
Sand
true.
pile, main building, with possible solar on top.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe the comment there is to darken the sand. If they can.
Do we need to show all of this space, or can we somehow, can we make,
I don't know, I kind of like the idea of orienting us. What do you think?
Well, then we should turn the
Interesting.
drawing to match what's happening on,
Well,
in the
that's a good
picture
point.
behind
Flip
it.
it
So if we
so
turn the drawing 180 degrees,
Yeah.
then the bays will match up with the drawing behind it.
that's a good point.
That would be helpful.
That would actually be really helpful.
Love that idea.
Yeah.
And then you could actually.
What
cut-
do you think about it about zooming in on just the downstairs floor plan?
Well, we could do that by just moving the call out of the mezzanine down in line with the main building, right? So that it doesn't come
Cutting
out
off
at
the
a,
top half.
doesn't come out as a
Make it
45-degree
smaller.
angle, and you could get rid of the parking lot here. So that would just be here, like that. And then you turn the whole thing upside down,
And then flip
And then
the
make
whole
the whole
thing
thing
around.
bigger.
Okay.
I'm
and you could
explaining
get
my
rid of
guys.
this, I mean, you could use all of this space right here. And you could
I love that idea.
enlarge this thing to be like this big.
That's what I was saying, maybe we could use some of this
We don't need to
space.
see any of this stuff, but we could make, if we streamline this, this would expand out to be most of the bottom of this picture.
You don't want to see the little truck?
I think this is more important information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
And what
do
I
too.
really love about showing the floor plan is that it shows the simplicity.
Yeah.
Like, this is it, team.
Yeah.
This is all we're doing.
And it might be worthwhile just putting
So these two,
salt
these
shed
two
on the
pictures
side
would go
of
this
this.
way.
No. So this would go 180 degrees so that it is oriented the way that it's shown
So
here.
the bays are
right? Because
shown,
these
yeah.
bays are coming
Oh,
out this
I
way,
see.
right?
Got it.
And the idea being to move the mezzanine down and zoom in then,
Got it.
so that this is bigger
Got it.
and we can actually see what's happening.
Got it. Okay.
And I think Joel's point about putting
Salt.
salt shed on the shed would be helpful. Otherwise,
And
it
then
just
we'll
looks
get a
like
grant
another
for
garage.
installation art all over the shed. Graffiti it.
Nice.
Okay, Jim, you said you don't like green.
Green and white is very highway. If we wanted to like,
Our highway
No,
trucks
right,
are
yeah.
red with blue lettering, blue and yellow.
Yellow. Gold.
Kind of don't we have
Gold.
town colors?
No,
No.
we're working
Green.
on that.
Green.
Planning
good.
Commission.
Green.
Only the planning commission.
I'm bringing you in on our mission. We had this conversation when we got to the town hall doors, and we tried
Oh.
to choose by committee, and we ended up sort of deciding on a color family. But I don't know how that relates to.
I don't think that
Let's not go there.
REARC knew that. Saying
They're using the green from our clip art logo
they are.
team.
It's not my specialty. If you guys decide what colors.
You don't like green, what do you like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a
Joel?
professional presentation maker.
Joel's wearing a lovely shade of green, couple of shades of green at the moment.
I think the most important thing is to make sure that the information is
Clear.
just clear.
Yeah.
You know, like the colors are fine.
As long as you can read it.
Generally, like the idea is that you have two steps of difference between each layer of information, right? So you've got, if you want, you go, you know, this is bigger and bolder than the one below it.
Yep.
And then, so as you go up, this one, you wouldn't necessarily need to actually be, because it's actually bigger and in capitals, like you could get rid of the background. You wouldn't need the green behind it just as like a, you know, project team kind of label. You could
Yep.
have a line underneath our mission about the location and project details as like, instead of having big color blocks, you
Yeah.
could sort of replicate that kind of situation. Then you wouldn't have this long bar of green here, you could have just a line,
line, yeah.
and then it would break in a line here and a line here. That might like make it a little bit more uniform and then not be so tied into the image above. It
Yeah.
would be, because the background color here and the image here are, you know, are being together because they are together. So if we break the text and have an underline underneath it, it will make it separate from the picture above it.
I like that.
I do too.
Is that-
So using this
Yeah.
in these locations.
And then I would do the same thing on the other side, anticipated costs with a line underneath it and tax impact underneath that.
Do the
And
green
then
line.
You could probably not have white text on black. You could actually just make this black text on a white thing, so it's not so.
Yeah,
and then we
that
just-
is a
It's not
little.
in nighttime view. It's actually just sort of, you know, it's just a more. Our eyes are accustomed to black on white as a historical mode of hunting and gathering. You look for contrast as opposed to the other way around.
Well, and after
Well.
using MailChimp for the last couple of weeks, this is what it takes our logo from the website, our logo, and it does this kind of stuff. So they're
Yeah,
obviously using
It's
they're generating
interesting
this
the way
from a
the way that it's.
template.
I've had the same trouble when I try and pull from our website.
Yeah.
It superimposes it
So.
incorrectly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we have some good feedback. Are you all comfortable with letting us manage the edits from here? We really wanted to get this out this week, so we're hoping to have edits to them tomorrow and see a final draft and approve it by end of the day tomorrow,
would think.
Thursday morning,
Very
so we can
latest
print and
Thursday
do
morning.
it, and we could do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Harvey, Kaylee, are you guys okay if Camilla and Rebecca and I take it from here with the edits? We lost Kaylee.
She gone?
I don't see it.
Harvey,
Yes,
did you hear me?
I did.
Are
You
you,
hear me?
well, I can now, when you unmute yourself.
Yes, I think it's a great idea. You take,
Awesome.
run with it.
Okay, but we're gonna run tax implication, language by you.
Okay.
He said he was good with what Jordan had here, but
Awesome.
we can dive more into that.
Okay. Well, it seems as though maybe we should forego the maintenance plan this evening.
Yeah.
Good.
But we'll get it back on the schedule soon. Okay. Anything else under other business? How's the Historical Society?
Great, we went to the volunteer thing on
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sunday,
excellent.
we went and did that.
How
You
was
had a
it?
table?
Did you have a table?
We had yes, I had
Good.
the worst table, and
Are
I
you in a
forgot my
corner?
tablecloth.
Oh.
I didn't have anything free to give away. So we looked like we needed members in there.
Good.
That's what I was looking for. I was looking
Yeah.
for that. And no, but it was good, and it was a pretty decent turnout. A little disappointing in that, and I'm being critical now, is that most of the tables were talking to each other. And it wasn't, kind of new blood coming in and searching out opportunities, which is,
That's why I
That's
stayed
not-
away.
That
kinda-
wasn't the experience of the seniors. I know the Madiver seniors signed up quite a number of people.
see, I only got 2 signups, and
That's more than you had the day before.
that's true, but I don't know, that was
But
just
seniors
my,
isn't town specific, so maybe that was, that could be
Yeah.
valley-wide as opposed to.
How
well,
was
that's
the
good that's good that it was different than what I kind of felt then.
That's what I was.
That's-
How was general attendance though?
It seemed kind of busy, but not super busy. I mean, everything was, it was top shelf. I mean, everything was done very well. I mean, I think it's the Rotary that was it
Rotary,
Chamber or the
I thought it-
Chamber,
Chamber.
the Chamber,
Yeah.
the Rotary,
They had
and
food,
the
they had
Vermont.
music. It was really, really well
Yeah,
done.
yeah, I heard it was a nice event.
So, and it was
Great.
gorgeous out, so
Yeah.
it was, that
And there were lots, I think it's the problem that a lot of us are having. We had the fire department picnic the exact same time.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of volunteers who were at the picnic, so.
Yeah,
there are
Jeff
a lot
wanted
of
to go to
things
that,
going
but
on.
he had the
Yeah.
barbecue.
Yeah, so anyway, that went well, and that was good, and we got some decent kind of inquiries from other historical societies for a little synergy from a
Oh, good.
valley point of view, so that was good.
Awesome.
It's nice.
Right. Okay. Anything else?
We need to come back to the East Warren Community Market building at some point.
Yes, we do.
That's maybe part of the maintenance thing that we're talking about.
I have a meeting. I'd love for you to join me with Ellen and Kevin on October 2nd. We're gonna look at the building and start trying to put together a scope of work.
Just don't want to let that slip.
Thank you. October 2nd, 1 p.m. Anything else? Awesome. Let's sign some stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Perry. Thank you, George.
Thank you. George, I found an old picture in sign in my dad's shop.
Oh, great.
Because my dad used to own my parents used to own the picture in, and so it's the original sign that was down there
That's great.
before
Your
when Jenny
parents used
Jewell
to
and,
own it?
it's a, I don't know
We'd
if
be,
you,
we'd be proud to,
If you want.
display it on your behalf. You can keep owning it if you'd like.
yeah, it's just collecting dust in the shop.
That's cool. That's
One-
very
that
cool.
is-
One
cool.
positive thing from a slightly less positive moment, the Vance visit week, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Your statement was perfect.
thank you.
It got said what needed to be said without being confrontational.
I think we worked hard on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
was-
did. We
that
did go
was-
round and round. so.
That was very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, George. Be well.
Yep, thanks.
Okay. We approved this festival permit.
Yeah, but you don't need that here.
Do I need to sign
Nope,
it?
you've already signed it.
I did.
It was
Right.
just written around my brain.
Okay.
That you needed something to sign.
So we have accounts payable and we have a new cover sheet
Oh,
for accounts
that's
payable.
really helpful.
Yeah. This wasn't in the linked page.
So this
Talk
is
to us.
there's going to be a different cover sheet for accounts payable. This is what Dana and I are starting to use with all of the invoices that come in for department heads.
Oh,
So when an invoice comes in for the fire department, Jeff has to fill that out.
okay.
When an invoice comes in for zoning and planning, Ruth has to fill that out. I have to fill that out for all of the other invoices that come in, so that we have. So when the auditor comes, this was signed and approved by department head, town administrator, treasurer.
Helps
That
them
works out.
understand.
There will be a different different cover sheet for accounts payable total that will look very similar to that, but it'll basically, Harvey and Dana and I are still working through that, but it'll be similar to that, but a little bit different.
It'll allocate funds to budget line items.
Maybe.
I really,
Nemrick doesn't.
I really wanted to do
I
that.
know, but Nemrick is it's like $1,200 for them to create a report for us. And so Dana and I are working through some different reports to see what might work week to week. Like this, for example, the report that you guys all have in your folder, like if I was to run an expenditure report for you based on a date, you get 13 pages of stuff that, are you really gonna look at it?
Right.
So we're trying to do it more via accounts payable so that it makes more sense. But right now it's just, so in between interruptions today, Dana and I did work a little bit on what reports will look like, but we're just not quite there yet.
Yep.
So we're using that one.
Thanks
in
for
the
working
meantime.
on it.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Do
So you
we
still have to sign the
sign
warrant, yes.
the back page? And do I sign this?
So a
Or-
select board representative will need to sign that.
Okay,
But
and
that's not
this one
for the-
isn't for one thing, it's for the aggregate of all of
Correct.
these.
Correct.
But that's not what this.
It doesn't really need to be, no, there's many.
There are
accounts
many.
payable.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know, it's on
so
one of those.
there's-
Okay.
There's
That's just the
60
first new one since we've incorporated this cover sheet. But I don't know why she put it on there because it's really not. Just sign the warrants is what I'm asking of you.
Yeah, skip that. Yeah.
Clear as mud.
Yeah.
Okay. We make a motion?
Move away.
Making a motion to, for accounts payable in the amount of $1,774,859.80.
That is.
Harwood Union High School.
Yes,
One
largely
point
Harwood.
668,755 of that. And then this report total is 68,967, and the other one 37,137.33.
How much was Harwood?
Harwood is 1,668,755.
Oh, and the other two come to about 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, just over 100. 68
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
37.
Okay. So,
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Harvey, you can unmute yourself. And you can stay unmuted because there's nobody else here. So if we hear the dogs barking, it's okay.
All right, move to approve payroll in the amount of $27,139.03.
Second.
Just on the first page. That's the last page.
You know, the first page is on the last page. Last page is the first page.
This is the number.
Yeah.
27,139.03 total.
Is 13,957 plus 13,181. Sounds
Is that right?
Did we have a second? On
Second.
payroll?
No.
Joel seconds. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Awesome. Okay, what else? This is me. Minutes. Minutes of August 26th, 2025. August
That's a
26th?
long time ago.
We
I
don't
don't
They're
remember
on,
them.
they're on the
Since
website. The drafts are on the website. You guys have
And
looked
we've
at
looked
that.
at them. Okay. Then I move to approve the minutes of August 26, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
And seconded.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Right?
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
And Harvey, you don't have to come sign any of these things because we have 3 signatures, but if you want to, you may.
He's a long ways away from here.
You're a long way away from here.
Did we sign all of the, all of that stuff?
So we didn't sign it. Oh, I did. You guys need to sign the article. Harvey, it would be good to get your signature on the
I always
article.
saw Brent's. Okay.
He's gone for like 2 weeks.
Too far.
So we'll have to have Kaylee, I'll send Kaylee a text tomorrow. See if she
Okay.
can stop in to sign it before it gets
Technically,
posted.
you have 3, so I think you're okay.
Just the one.
All right, I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
That's it?
We don't have liquor licenses. All right, y'all, we did it.
Motion to adjourn?
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yay.